A few years ago, my friends and I tried to stay in the park after work. Our plan was just to take pictures. Nothing extraordinary or things like that. We just wanted to spend time. Basically, we went from a bathroom to bathroom, corner to corner, and we stayed there until they closed the gates and the maintenance team go to work. We were really surprised we hadn't gotten caught. It was strange, considering how much Street Disney is about security. We were so nervous because we sat there for a while, hiding behind a tombstone by the haunted mansion. We noticed that Disney staff had signed their names on a very single one. So, finally, we got the courage to walk around, still being careful as to not be seen. It was really creepy. The werewolf walked by, and we would just hide behind the corner. It worked for about a half hour. So the first thing we said when they caught us was, "Are you going to take us down to the prison?" And the word louder too, we were scared. He told us that we weren't the first people to try to rent it after hours, but he wanted to know how we did it. We explained the situation and he laughed again. He told us he had to take us to the Disney jail to be interrogated, so he called for more workers to come and help him escort us, and we went on our way towards there. Then they took us down in a dirty elevator. The first thing we noticed was the elevator looked expensive. It was steel interior with mirrors all around, and the floor was this red carpet. There were only two buttons, one side up, the other side down.
When the elevator stopped, we started walking down a clean hallway. There were without doors on either side. It was empty. We walked and walked, because it was really long. Finally, we reached a heavy metal door that had a security code and a card reader. He led us to room 1901, and inside was a single desk with 3 chairs for me and each one of my friends. They led off in there alone. We sat in the chairs like obedient little children and waited for them to return, but they never did. 2 hours later, we were still waiting and no one came back for us. My friend Tim went to the door and surprisingly, it hadn't been locked. He didn't open it because we was worried there would be a guard on the outside. About 25 minutes later, we finally decided to leave the room. The hallway was empty like before. No signs of people. Nothing. We started calling out, "Hello? Is anybody here?" Well, no one answered our calls. While we were walking, we heard a noise and we reached to the elevator, but it was locked. Finally, after a few work, the door opened and we went toward another hallway, but this one had many doors. About the 10th door we passed, that we began to look into them people in costume. We were running past Donald's, Mickey, Goofy, Pluto, and all different kinds of Disney characters. Tim was crying like a girl, yes, like a girl, and Karen was sweating a lot, and I just kept turning my head to see if we were being followed, and of course we were. Suddenly, we noticed there was nothing behind us anymore, and that we could see. I heard footsteps, but the place was empty. After being lost, we finally go out of the awful building. We were walking carefully around the park at midnight, and when we heard the voice of over the big speaker explaining that 3 fugitives had escaped from the jail. Customs characters appeared from the shadows, workers and guards following us. And bueno, esto lo voy a cortar, así que ya me perdí.
Sí, o sea, corte.
Corte.
Ajá.
1, 2, 3. I can't forget how Lilo and Stitch was looking me. Corte.
Súper, mira.
¿Cuánto? ¿Qué pasó?
No, que te está diciendo que ya va a acabar. That's okay.
The gate was in front. We were almost free and Kara failed. Goofy took her hand while she was crying. She hid his face, well, his mask. And of course, it fell to him, and thanks for this, because Goofy angrily left Karen free. I don't know why. When we reached to the parking lot, we realized our car had disappeared, so Tim called a taxi, and we went to our motel, horrified, of course. The next day, there were officers waiting for us. They say our car had been found near the river at 3 a.m. o'clock in the morning. We simply paid the fine and drove home. We didn't talk about what happened. The whole drive back, it was until a couple weeks later that I got myself to search of the numbers. Curiosity, I guess. As you all know, Walt Disney was born December 5. The room we were in that year and the door next it was 1205. Also he died December 5, 1966, which was the key code to the work that had pulled us into the main hallway. What a strange coincidence, I thought. I never forget it, the experience. Karen came back for the next year in the Festival of Harry Potter. Tim finished working there and I haven't been back since.